In our increasingly competitive world, a four-year college may not be for everyone, but a post-secondary education has to be.
Today, far too many Americans lack the skills and education they need to build a promising career, and many jobs are going unfilled as employers face a shortage of skilled workers.
The research is clear. The United States workforce is suffering a skills gap. According to Georgetown University Center on Education and the Workforce, by 2020, 65% of all jobs in the United States will require at least some post-secondary education.
For many hardworking Americans, the pathway to success does not require a baccalaureate degree. In fact, skills-focused education has helped countless Americans gain the specialized knowledge and skills they need to enter the workforce and build fulfilling lives.
Studies clearly show that there are unfilled, high-wage jobs out there that remain open because people lack the skills to fill the jobs. That's where CTE comes in.
Mr. Speaker, there are jobs available in my district right now, but there aren't enough trained workers.
As I meet with educators, workers, and manufacturers across my district, I consistently hear about the need to improve CTE programs.
The workforce is aging. There aren't enough people who currently have the skills to take over. And it can take nearly 2 years for people to be fully trained for these positions.
Delaware employers tell me they need a skilled workforce. CTE support is a vital tool in addressing the skills gap in many industries in our country.
This bill would address the skills gap by aligning CTE programs to meet the needs of the labor market, giving stakeholders more autonomy in developing curricula while ensuring robust accountability standards.
It will ensure our CTE programs are aligned with the needs of high-demand growth industries to make sure that America is competitive.
Not only does this legislation authorize more available funding for CTE programs, it also gives states more freedom to support CTE activities in rural districts.
Will reduce regulations and allow state and local leaders to create CTE programs that are best for their communities by providing greater flexibility.
This bill will support more programs that respond to local workforce demands and teach advanced skills and creative thinking, like the one I just visited at Portland Community College. Employers, including Intel, support the school's new STEAM lab.
This bill will give states and localities more flexibility in how to use federal money for career and technical education programs, which will ultimately help Americans find the jobs they need.
Congress has a responsibility to empower workers with appropriate education and training. Now, if we fail to modernize and invest in CTE, we'll be unable to build a skilled workforce, and American businesses will pay the price.
It's a good bill for workers, it's a good bill for business, it's a good bill for our economy, and it's a good bill for our national security.
I'd like to thank the gentleman from Illinois, Mr. Krishnamurthy, and the gentleman from Pennsylvania, Mr. Thompson, for their bipartisan leadership. I urge my colleagues.
And I hope that my colleagues.
And I want to urge my colleagues.
And I urge all my colleagues.
I encourage my colleagues.
I urge my colleagues.
I encourage my colleagues.
Urge all members.
I encourage all of my colleagues.
Urge all of my colleagues. And I rise to urge my colleagues.
And I urge my colleagues.
I urge my colleagues in the U.S. Senate to pass our bipartisan Perkins reauthorization bill once and for all and pledge to continue fighting until we accomplish this goal.